Hello, this is TW. Welcome back. Before we get into the story, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. It's free and only require you to click on the button below. It would really help my channel a lot. Thanks. Well then, let's start by turning down the background, shall we? Today, we have a ProRevenge story posted by user Cinderella Cookie. Let's start the story. Please respectfully correct me if you see typos or anything because English is not my first language and I want to get better at it. Also, this is my first post here. Before you get to that part, I need to clarify that yes, I have a video, but I would never post it or anything because I would get in trouble for it and because it is a ridiculous story. It's up to you to believe it or not. Let's name everyone involved in this. John equals my boyfriend, the designer. Jenny equals me, I did mostly video. Sarah, another coworker. She was the best photographer there. Mario, to say that he was useless is an understatement. The reason why I'm writing this. Donna equals the director's assistant. Amy equals the accountant. Years ago, I worked in a government institution where I live. It wasn't a good job. It was basically volunteer paid work that was an excuse to not give employees any security a real job would offer, but I accepted because I needed the money and I had just finished college. I used to work in the communication department with other 4 coworkers. One of them was my boyfriend, still together till this day. And the youngest one, Mario, was a guy who was still in high school and got his girlfriend pregnant. His mom worked in other government institution and she got him that job. That's one of the reasons the boss couldn't fire him. We had to make designs, take pictures, do videos, post on social media, check on the press when they wanted an interview with one of our bosses, and many other things. Mario was supposed to know something about photography and design because he told us that's what he was studying at school. But we knew later that he didn't attend school often. So he was very bad at almost everything. And we tried to show him how to do his work, but he was really stubborn and lazy. He never learned completely how to do the basic work. He always had problems with many people. Not with us at the beginning because he acted polite. That changed later. He was disrespectful when taking pictures. He was late almost every day, and he used to post in social media about governments and fight to other people who didn't agree with him. Sarah and John would talk to him about how working in a government institution you couldn't do that. It's simply not okay. However, he never changed and told his mom we were against him. Mario went to work around 2 to 4 hours a day. Usually, John and Sarah would be the only ones to see him because they worked more hours than the rest of us. But he would stay in the office around 1 or 2 hours alone, or they would send him to take pictures for the same time. One day, he had to take pictures of some event practice. Everyone else was off the clock. It wasn't a big event, and he had been working there around a year by that time. So we thought that he could go by himself. The accountant had to go there and decided to take him with her and one coworker of hers in her car. He was late again. That is why he couldn't go in one of the work cars. The accountant left a purse open in that space that's between the driver and the co-driver's seats. When they went back to the office, she noticed her wallet disappeared. She instantly knew that had to be Mario, the one who took it. They began to search him and our office and found nothing. Somebody found a wallet under the vending machine. At first, we took his side because they admitted that they never found anything and because it wasn't right to search in our office without anybody else there. Mostly because we had photography equipment that wasn't exactly cheap. However, when we knew how the wallet was found, and when we talked to him, we knew it was him. More money and stuff disappeared when he was there, but nobody could prove he took them. The bosses didn't want to create a scandal, so they let it happen. Our office used to be the conference room, so it was attached to the kitchen, and the director had beverages there for visitors. We could use the kitchen, but not touch those beverages. But Mario couldn't even get in there. Anyway, the sodas began to disappear, and the director's assistant complained to us. One day, John noticed that our door to the kitchen was broken, and that you could pick the lock easily, with a pencil. We used to find pencils without tips. He took it inside the mechanism, and then the door opened. It took its time, but he proved that Mario was getting in the kitchen when nobody else was there. However, that didn't make any difference, and nothing was done, not even talking to him. One day, John and I were on our way to work, but I didn't have breakfast, so we stopped by a store. I bought something to eat, and a chocolate. I put it inside the fridge and forgot about it. The next day, I remembered about it and went to check. It wasn't there, and I got mad. John and I checked the trash can. It was clean and empty, but we kept on searching, and we found tiny pieces of that chocolate. So, we asked for a video camera that someone offered us before. It could record for a long duration. I want to clarify at this point that we didn't take the decision of everything you are about to read just because of a chocolate. The chocolate was the last straw. For like a year, we had to put up with our bosses scolding us because of him. He never wanted to learn how to do his job, and things were always disappearing, including personal belongings. The first day, Donna left money in one of her drawers and left it slightly open so he could see the money. We put the camera in other buildings that was in front of ours. We had big windows, floor to ceiling, and you could watch Donna's desk and the hallway, some lady's office, our door, and the director's office. The other building is just an empty office, but they had big curtains. That's why Mario couldn't see the camera. We went home that day and left the camera recording. The next day, the money was still there. Maybe because we left one billet equivalent to $5 and he knew we would know he took it. I checked the camera and watched him getting in the lady's office. I don't know what he did there. And he took some cookies from her office, but he looked suspicious. Again, with this, we couldn't do much. So that night, John found an old cell phone that could record for 2 hours. The next day, Donna left the $5 again, but now she left $1 bills and the same drawer slightly opened. We placed the camera in the other building, and John disguised his old cell phone with a binder and some sticky tape. That day he got a loan for a little less than 2 hours and left. John and I had a car, so we were in the mall very close from there, just killing time, and then we went back for the cell phone. OMG. John watched a little bit of the video before the battery died. He said that he saw something weird, but wasn't sure because the screen was very damaged, and we were in the car. I was driving. When we got in John's house, we could watch everything he had done inside our office. Not the other camera because the building was closed and we didn't have access to it until the next day. First, we saw him getting in the office, watching some YouTube, everything normal. Then he went out, and when he came back, we saw him putting something in his pocket, but it wasn't clear what. Then, we saw how easily he took a pencil, opened the kitchen's door, and took something like a yogurt. Then he closed the door. Next, we could hear that he was watching something like a channel that's very famous in our country. But then, we heard noises. Yeah, that kind of noise. We were supposed to have blocked that kind of videos and websites. I mean, those were government offices, and the IT team had recently checked everything. But somehow, he was watching porn on the computer I used to work. And if you are thinking if he did what you are thinking, the answer is yes. Thank God the cell phone didn't record his hands, but you could see his shoulder moving and him licking his fingers. I know, very disgusting. Well, he finished and didn't even wash his hands. I was so shocked and disgusted when I saw that I wanted to cry. The next day, the first thing I did was to call the IT department to clean the computer. We didn't say why because of obvious reasons. John took the camera and we could watch him when he went out of the office and checked carefully if somebody was around. Then he went to Donna's desk and took $1. He went inside the woman's office and took something, but we couldn't see what. Then he went into our office. We called Donna to our office, and she was shocked. Then Sarah watched the video as soon as she got there. Then the director arrived, and we asked him and Amy to go to our office. We showed them the video. The director was very young and trusted us a lot, so he didn't hold his laughter when the self-love pat began. Amy was a young and delicate woman, so she just turned around and covered her eyes while letting out a small scream. We finally get the proof needed to fire him. When he got to work, they didn't let him in. I don't know how the conversations went, but I know some of the words exchanged. Amy, you stole again. And last time we told you it was your last chance. Mario, raising his voice, I didn't do anything. You're always blaming me. We have proof. You don't have anything. All of you hates me. Don't make me show you. Well, show me. Amy called our office. John, could you bring the videos? John, the first one, video camera, or the second one, cell phone. The second one. When he heard that, he was defeated and very nervous. John took his time downloading the video into his computer because it was in mine, and went to the office Amy and Mario was in. John told me he was about to show him the video, and then he asked Mario, John, Mario, do you really want to watch this video? Mario, he couldn't even watch John in the eyes. No, I don't want to. Amy, play at least the first video for him. John, I don't have that one. Let me go for it. I'll admit that I just wanted to see Mario's face, so I went to that office to give them a USB, but he didn't really watch me. Amy, to John and me. Okay, thank you, that's gonna be all. And we left the office. We know she said something like this. Amy, after playing the video, you always said it was us and even told your mom that we wanted to get you in trouble all the time. You even say really bad things about this place. You are fired. And we don't ever want to hear about you complaining to anybody else in the Central, or we are going to show these 2 videos to your mom. And he just left. Then we heard that he actually told lies to her mom like, Mario, they hated me and told lies to make them fire me. But no one ever told his mom, not that I know why. Well, this story made me realize that someone could be recording me anywhere I go. I mean, even I did it to someone. And that's the end of the story. Oh my god, Mario really got it good this time. Now everyone at his workplace know what he did in there. That's really embarrassing, you know. Do not relieve yourself in public places. I mean, if you really have to do it, go to the toilet. Well, that's it for the story today. Again, please subscribe if you haven't yet. It's just a simple click on my icon near the end of the video or the button right below. Some people might ask, why? My answer is this. 1. It is free. I don't see why not. 2. You get an extra video every day to enjoy even though I'm not your first pick. Isn't that great? Even if you ran out of videos to watch, you still have me, sitting in a jazzy bar, waiting to tell you more interesting stories. 3. It gave me some emotional support to keep making videos, as it does get kinda sad and lonely to keep uploading without any people watching, you know. If you already did, please know that I really appreciate that. Thank you, and we'll see you again next time. Have a great night.